So I thought I'd take a little bit of time to kind of update you with how some things are going for me. Some food type of things with the carnivore diet, and then also some recovery with my hamstring injury, which, if you're not aware, about 5.5 weeks or so ago, I tore my hamstring while sprinting, and I've been doing, pretty good on my recovery. Um, Pretty bad tear, and you kind of see from the picture here the bruising that I had. But anyway, I've been doing really well with things. Been doing a lot of stretching and stuff like that. My physical therapy, and I started doing now leg lifts. And over the weekend, so basically right at 5 weeks, just past 5 weeks, I guess, I got on the exercise bike for the first time to do a little bit of bike riding. And you can see from the video here that that went pretty well. I didn't try to really push it and go too hard or anything, but I think I did a pretty good pace with it, and did that for a few minutes. Didn't want to overdo it or anything, but I'm going to start incorporating some exercise bike in my my physical therapy, my to return from this injury type thing. And so again, I mentioned I started doing leg lifts as well a few days ago. So getting a little bit there with the muscle, building the muscle again. And I continue to do the edited creatine, where I've been taking like a teaspoon's worth of creatine on top of any creatine I'm getting from the meat that I'm eating. And so I've been doing that. And of course, I you probably know, if you've been following me, that I take the Stem Enhance Ultra from Sorul, which helps with your stem cells and getting your stem cells out throughout your body to repair damaged cells, and that's going to help, with um, the, the damage in the muscle, the hamstring injury. So I've been doing those things as well with being on the carnivore diet, and there's been a really good improvement with that. So I've been pretty pleased with how that's been going. Um, so a little bit about my eating here. I feel like overall it's been pretty good, but it seems like there's been just little things here and there that have kind of happened. One thing I've noticed is since the injury that I had to the hamstring 5 weeks ago, I have not had a an OMAD day. I've been too mad, basically eating 2 meals a day, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. The day that the injury happened, I actually was more than 24 hours since I had last eaten. So it was just over 24 hours at that point. I was doing pretty good with OMAD. And I don't know if it's something where, you know, when you do have an injury like that, your body is going to send extra nutrients down your blood vessels to where that injury is to help to repair it, right? And maybe because of that, my body's been starving for more nutrients than normal, and because of that, maybe I'm eating more. I don't know. That's my rational just guessing. But so I've been doing 2 meals a day, and something that's happened a couple times here more recently is there's been other food around that I wouldn't normally eat, and I ate some of that. So, an example is just a few days ago, my wife had some pizza sitting there, and I had a piece. And, the funny thing is, it really kind of tasted interesting, the crust to me, different than the way I remember, like more doughy type, whatever. But the cheese and pepperoni was good. That was on it. I would have been better off just taking the cheese and pepperoni off of it and just eating that. But for some reason, I ate that piece of pizza. So that's an example of some things that have happened to me more recently where I haven't ate as clean as I normally like to. And so I'm going to really focus hard here on my eating, and I'm gonna try and eat mostly beef for the next few weeks to just kind of get myself better on track, especially with the holidays coming up here. We're just a couple of weeks really away from Thanksgiving, like what, 2.5 weeks or so, I guess. So we're really close to Thanksgiving. Then you got Christmas and everything. So I want to get back on track really good here. And again, it hasn't been like bad type of thing. Like there's been a couple of days in the last 3 weeks or something that I ate something I shouldn't. So it's not like it's really bad, but I just want to get better focused, and I want to try and get back to eating one meal a day more so. Can even do some fasting. Like right now, I am in the middle of a day of fasting. Yesterday was the last time I ate. It's getting close to 24 hours right now. And let's see. So this is um, Monday evening. I'm going to put this video out on Tuesday. So I will be working maybe potentially on 48 hours Tuesday. We'll see. I might eat on Tuesday, might not. We'll have to see how that goes. But I do have a live stream on Wednesday evening with Johnny, and I can update you at that live stream of how I'm doing there if I stop the fast at a certain point or whatever. But I just want to kind of get back into doing some of that fasting. I've always done more of like intermittent fasting where it's maybe 24 hours with doing OMAD, or maybe 28, 30 hours, somewhere in there. I've never done really real true fasting of like 2 to 3 days. So we'll see how long I go here with this. But I want to kind of get into doing it a little bit. And then the last thing I want to talk about here is you can probably see a little bit at least that I'm kind of growing my hair out a little bit. Yes, I still have this receding hairline here. Carnivore has not helped at all with the receding hairline, so it's still there. But um, overall, I'm almost 52 here. I'm like a month away from 52, and my hair is coming in pretty thick. There's really not any bald spots. Now, I always shave my hair really, you know, really small. I use like a 1/4 inch, sometimes even an eighth an inch attachment for my hair. So I keep it pretty short. So I'm letting it grow out a little bit, but I can see that there's no real good bald spots. There's just the receding hairline in the front, and there's not much gray. I got a little bit of gray here on the side. I don't know if you can kind of see, maybe more so. I guess I can't point to the right one. Right there, a little bit. And of course, my mustache beard area has the gray, but there's not much on my head. So that's pretty good, I think. And it's interesting. It's actually growing in quicker than I expected. And that might be a little bit to do with the amount of collagen and stuff I get with the carnivore diet, right? So that is good for, hair growth, nails, stuff like that. Is something that I noticed probably fairly quickly into the carnivore. I've been on carnivore for 3.5 years, but something I noticed fairly quickly into carnivore was that like my toenails would grow and be pretty strong, and they grow much quicker than I expected, quicker than they used to before carnivore. And it seems like I had to trim my toenails more often. So that's something that has definitely been the case. And I've been actually more conscientious about having a little more collagen in my diet lately, the last month or so since the injury. Just thinking that that might help if there's different things with the injury that could help with. And something I have noticed is like the other day when I trimmed my toenails were even stronger than before. Like the clippers that I had really had a hard time with trimming my toenails. So the more collagen I get, like my nails are really even strong and so forth, which I think is a pretty healthy thing as far as I know. So I think that's pretty good. But anyway, so this is kind of basically a brief update of me. I do go to the cardiologist this Friday, and this is like an update from a year ago. And I did have a test done last Friday, and then this Friday I'm going in, and he's going to look at the results. And this basically was like imaging of my heart to see how things look compared to a year, 2 years ago, that type of thing. I haven't had any AFib episodes now in well over 3 years, which is a good thing. I was having AFib several times a week, at least 2 to 3 times a week before starting the carnivore diet. Something that started with me back in 2018, and by 2022, it was bad. I was going in and out of episodes like crazy with AFib, and it's been over 3 years now without a single episode. So really encouraged with that, and be interesting to see how the health of my heart looks in the imaging from what was done last week and what my cardiologist says this year compared to last year with things. He was really pleased last year with how things have gone with my AFib and so forth. I had a stress test last year that went really well and so forth. So anyway, that's coming up too, and I'll probably in an upcoming video talk a little bit about that. But that's basically my update. I have tomorrow. I should have interview video coming out in the morning. I believe it'll be an interview video. But anyways, I have a video coming out in the morning tomorrow, and then of course tomorrow evening, Johnny and I will be live 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, and we hope to see you there.